Simon, like your character arrived really recently. So yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck the last police officer's daughter or something.
Something. So we're both here because we did something nobody liked. Good job. High five.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Mm.
I was thinking he could find his own way around. I mean, I've got the van, and I hold up the keys. But I probably shouldn't have.
Mm. I take the keys. Let's go. So I suppose we said sit in your van like all three of us, or is there enough room in a police car for 3 people?
Oh, there's
Yeah,
room in the back.
Yeah, okay. You sit in the back.
Or do I take the other police car?
I mean, I know the picture just shows only 2 of them,
Yeah.
but there are enough.
Yeah.
I
Why the
imagine
hell?
there's.
Why the hell are we all in one car?
No, essentially.
I imagine there's probably 5, 3 for the active units, and then 2 backups.
Yeah, most likely. But the reason why we were supposed to go in one car is because you have no idea where you're supposed to patrol since you arrived here less than a week ago.
And cough, plot, cough.
Mm.
I didn't say anything.
Yes,
Of course not.
of course.
Fine. Only because you got a great ass.
Think of somebody sighing as deeply as possible. Yeah, you ride with him, I say, and then I walk to the other car.
Okay. So, give me a moment, because how much time has passed will be very important because I prepared
yes,
some events
yeah.
that will go off at certain time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Essentially, we're just driving around town right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
because
Basically, is to keep a close eye on the people outside, preferably the women.
okay, so
And by patrol, I mean, I'm going to the drive-thru right now, not really paying attention. Getting dinner.
Oh god.
okay.
And I'm following him because I'm not taking very seriously and hoping he'll pay for the dinner.
So before you can really do much with your patrolling and whatnot, the other units, the unit 1, which means the new guys. I mean, they were born and raised here, but they were like fresh out of the academy. So the new guys, they already reported that they go to check up on Otis at radio station to see if that fat bastard is still on his post. The unit 2, they will just go patrol rather the outskirts of the cities, like the city limits to the northern and like western part. So as you start rolling, before you can like even arrive at the drive-through.
At the McDonald's. Just
Yeah.
so you all know that's what it is.
At the donut shop.
Yes.
Or rather
They probably serve donuts to
rather
cops, so.
any other like restaurant in what this small
Yeah.
town can have. You receive because I was even so strange that I decided to copy the Montana police codes. But technically speaking, they are used by the highway patrol, but we can use them here. So yeah, because sometimes I might use them, sometimes not. So simply say, immediately as you go, Mira calls you on the radio and says that there is something going on, that they received a 911 call from a guy named William McCann, basically to Gerald, because as a guy who lived here since birth. So because I assume small town people know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he knows the guy. He's one of the old farmers living on the edge of the town on the eastern edge. And Mira says that he reported his son Scott went missing, and the William also said he found signs of a struggle and blood, and he was sounded panicked, and he requests help.
I called to General Carver. I suppose you know the guy. Lead the way. Let's see what this is all about.
Well, weren't the other guys going to patrol that area?
No, Unit 1 goes to. They go to check on Otis,
The radio station,
the
which
radio
is on the
station.
mountains, and this is on the plains, which are on the other side of town.
Which will take them at least like 10 to 15 minutes.
Alright. Let's go.
Okay, so you call it in, and
Alright, we got a 10-4 in the E4 and a 10-9
What?
at 9 o'clock.
10-4 is copy that. Even I know that without checking on the radio codes.
No, that's just what my character says. He just like looks at him and just keeps driving.
Oh god.
Yeah, okay. So you keep going through the town. On the signal, of course, there is not much traffic. Everybody gets out of the way.
Yep.
And you
I'd
rather.
have my lights on anyways.
And you rather quickly, like 7 minutes later, it's like 1907. Oh, 5. It's 1907. You arrive at the farmer's house. He was on the outside, he immediately runs up to you. Still obviously distressed and
Slightly panicked.
scared, yes. He starts explaining the situation and saying that somebody took my boy. He's not grandpa, but he's pushing into late 40s, early 50s.
How old is his son?
His
I'd
son,
probably know that.
he's so he's late 40s.
Like at least
Yeah,
his son's age.
his son is 16.
Could you lead us? You said there were blood. Could you
No.
show us?
Yes,
Alright.
yes. Come follow me. And he starts leading you to a place where his farm connects to a part of the forest, and you can see he points the area, and yes, there's small, very small sign of blood on the grass, and the fence that was covering the farm from the forest. Now you see it because, well, I also forgot what the month it is. We are playing on 17th of April. So at 7 p.m. I think the sun is going down. I mean, you can, but as you looking close, you can also see that, yeah, somebody was moving through that fence. He didn't cut it, he just went over it, but he didn't care, and the fence is slightly put off.
Right. I'm going to look for any animal tracks.
Okay.
For any wild animals. Do I roll anything?
To try to understand if there were any animal tracks. I think it might be
I think it depends on how you're looking. If you're being careful, it'd probably be clever.
Yeah, you sometimes, most of the times you need to
Yeah.
say like, how do you do it?
Alright, so I walk over to the fence. I take a look at the area around the fence. I
Could also be
look,
careful.
also being careful. And I, you know, that kind of Aragorn did that in the Two Towers when he tried to look for Merry and Pippin.
Uh, yeah, just so you know, the clever is not like requires to think fast. That what he does is careful.
Right.
Right?
Pay
Yeah, I can do
close
that.
attention to detail and take your time to do the job right.
4.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you find the trucks. You are absolutely sure that they are not animal. They are definitely human, and you also can figure it out that the trucks they are from a male and strong one, not fat, strong because yeah the foot signs are like kind of deep in the ground.
Like really big, like big shoes, like really big
Yes, yeah,
shoes.
big shoes. So the guy who
He
did
came
that
to here, a size 9,
is big.
about 60
Size
years
9.
old.
Size that's small.
Well, well, I don't know what American. I don't know the
I
American
have
measure
big
system
feet. I
of.
wear size 13s.
But yeah,
Hmm.
Right, size 15. He came
Is
through
there
here.
blood on the fence?
Now that you look closely, there is very small amount, but you are not sure if it's the victim's blood or his. You do not spot any tattered fabric or anything of that sort on the fence. Like, think not of a fence of a barbed wire, but just like a more of a wooden fence with
Hmm.
the fence that's prepared more for keeping animals out.
and cattle in, I suppose. No,
Yeah,
they-
and not like butchering them when they try to go over.
So did you say the fence was broken down?
Yeah, like at some point it's very obvious that somebody like pushed it over or something so that he easily went over that. From what's to found, if that guy is big, he probably didn't even need to do that. He could without problem like go over it, but well, he did that anyways.
Maybe could I make an assumption, like a clever or something, that he probably dragged him through the fence or something like that? Like try to drag somebody with him, and
You can assume anything you want.
yeah. But is that a reasonable assumption?
Probably.
It's your call
Mm.
as a character, unless you start.
Clever, I suppose.
Your
Maybe.
character can think whatever he wants unless he starts wanting to make a approach check.
Can I make is a clever approach check or
Clever, yeah, connecting the dots, trying to recreate what happened here, yes.
3?
3. With that, and I assume like Stu told you, like the guy is big, probably.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm a detective too,
yeah,
so
with clues you found, it's pretty obvious that, and because there's blood, so what you think happened is the guy somehow ambushed the son, probably struck him in the head, or maybe like cut him and then struck him in the head, because obviously cut, the sharp object was used here. And then he just like tossed him over like a sack of potatoes and then went with him to the forest. Also, Stu, you are pretty sure that with F4 you can track his footprints to wherever he went.
Is there something specific in this forest, like the asylum?
To the east, yes, that's where the tracks leads.
Well, I mean, just they lead towards the asylum.
If you start following them.
Well, I mean, that, like they go that direction. Okay.
Yeah, yes, they go that direction.
I sigh,
And
and
you
I
know
draw my
that
taser and proceed stealthily into the forest.
and you know that there is not, apart from the abandoned asylum, there is not many, almost none, uh, uh, shit,
That is
almost
shit,
none
bro.
houses that can hold a person. Also, as I said at the beginning, before you do that, you kinda realize that, uh, well, you might be quicker taking the car and the road to the asylum because you are still like with the car. You can get to the asylum with like 10 minutes,
How long would it
True.
take? How
because
long would it take to go through the forest?
half an hour.
Mm. That's the thing. He might, just leave the body in the middle of the forest and.
You might assume that.
Mm.
Also with
All right. Does anyone want to take the tracks in the forest? I'll take the car.
Stu, do you think
what the
do you think you can follow the tracks? We'll keep in track via radio, but there's only the asylum around here, so we thought we might as well check that one out. If you find some tracks over there, you might as well just head back and take the car. But otherwise, we're counting on you.
Alright, fine, but you owe me an ass grabbing later.
What did you say?
also
Stu starts heading out.
with the clues you found, you think that the entire thing happened like shortly before like 7 p.m. Like now it's because you were looking for a clues. Now it's like getting like 1913. Give me a moment. So it like for you it like happened like 20-25 minutes ago. Probably, maybe.
If you keep, is there some way for us to keep track on time, or
I will every time like some action goes
Yeah.
further. I will say what's the change.
You keep track of it? Okay. So, do we like do you reassure the farmer that everything will be okay, or do you just ignore him, Gerald?
I'll just be like, we're gonna go look for your boy, and then hop in the car and go.
Who goes by the car? Everybody?
No, me
Stu
and
is going
Gerald,
through the
while Stu
forest.
is sneaking through the forest, looking for tracks.
Yeah.
No, Simon. He meant in-game time. I think at least.
Yes, I will be posting the current in-game time because this will be important.
Yeah. The
Because
funny
some-
thing is, your in-game time is exactly your time. There is it like 1 hour earlier.
Okay.
Oh. So the actual time is in-game. Alright.
No.
Okay.
Like it will be changing because it depends on what you do. Anyways.
Yeah.
Alright.
So as
This
you
session is not in real time.
yes. So as you start rolling with your car, like 2 minutes have passed, and then on the radio, like you hear like, Unit 1, call it in. We are at the radio station. Of course, using all of the fancy codes that aren't too lazy, even though I copied and pasted them here, I'm too lazy to use them properly. And yeah, they report that they do not spot the Otis at his post, and like because they are kinda new guys, they just like start talking. You wonder if, and because we are in the small town, unless like emergency happens, most of the time there's like a idle banter on the radio, like people talk between each other and like throw some weird jokes or something. So yeah, they like start talking on the radio. I don't know that fat bastard where he went. Maybe they took a piss or something. And yeah, and then like, well, he's not responding to our car's shouts, and like his walkie-talkie is not responding. Well, we don't know. Maybe he just took a nap or he took a shit and forgot his radio. Uh, we might, and they like start talking. We might come check on him later, like maybe in the next hour,
Mm.
unless anybody advises differently.
I look at Gerald. Now, actually, I'm in a different car, so I can do that. No, I don't do anything because I don't know anybody.
I think you would you've well.
I thought you are in the
You
same
also
car.
have a radio, so you could also say something if you wanted.
Yeah, but I meant I've been here for a month and I mostly kept to myself, small town and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't really know anybody. And I've been to him like once or twice, so I don't really care. Mm.
Well, no, nothing specifically. I've probably also actually turned my radio down.
Put
Okay.
on some music and just ignore.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dear. Oh, well. Onwards towards
Okay.
the asylum.
Okay, fun. This will end well.
Most likely.
Yeah, because events like that also will be important, as you will see. Okay, so yeah, they're like, oh well, we'll check on later. Unit 1 out. Yeah. So you on the car, and because you are going quite fast, because technically boy's life is on the line, you arrive at the asylum at the time is right. You know what? One of you, who is driving?
We're both driving separate vehicles, apparently.
You
I
are?
think- I think
Yeah.
that's the idea. Essentially, I took my car and he took the big van. So, yeah.
Because Julius doesn't want to
No,
be social.
no, I'm alone. Yeah, but the idea is...
Yes, we came here in one car and left in.
We left you in the forest.
So if you want to be very quickly, give me a quick roll. Quick
Both of
roll.
us?
You can.
2. Plus, minus, plus. Wait.
Okay, so at some point, Cordelia like passes by, or maybe Gerald just was driving behind. So she like takes forward, and you are at the place at this time, and Gerald arrives like 5 minutes later.
I got a good car. You're...
Right.
When you pass me, you just hear rock music out of the window.
Oh my fucking god.
Hello,
Oh,
New
fuck.
York City. Oh yeah, New York City.
Yeah.
Can I make a quick check to hurry along the
Yeah.
the road?
As you can,
Yeah.
as you realize that there are absolutely no signs of anybody stopping in the forest. So
As you hurry along in the forest, you can hear rock music coming from the road.
Well, that was a whole lot of nothing.
yeah.
Exactly.
So you will arrive like
Quite
Three-
quickly. Probably the track is pretty obvious since he was dragging
three-
a body along with him.
3 or 4 minutes after Gerald, after anybody else.
Mm.
So the current time is, I think, like 28. And you arrive.
Oh yeah, did I mention I took a sprint as a stunt?
That's good. Still, the time.
Yeah, that's why you arrive so quickly close to a car.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I arrive.
Oh
This
my.
doesn't look ominous at all.
What's
Oh,
that
dear.
ominous green glow?
Yes. Like all the deserted building. Oh dear.
That's just the radiation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something to be worried about. Okay.
Anyways,
So basically, before you, because I'm a lazy bum, more or less, there's like a very massive and castle-like looking asylum, which is, of course, covered by, not barricaded, but fenced off. And but arriving at the front door, you kind of realize that the part of the fence is just like
This-
the fence where usually cars would go. The like gate is slightly open, and you know what? You might even spot, using the last of the uh, natural sunlight. You might even spot another speck of blood on the concrete.
You have eagle eye, so that would be reasonable. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm like, yep, I'm just take up the radio and try that. Yep, he's here. There's probably over here. There's blood over here too. Actually, is that a bit of a much of an assumption? Is the blood like on the forest, like in a straight line from where it came from, or something? Mm.
You know what? As you look, you might even like find another speck like further behind, so that it creates some sort of trail.
Yeah, I'm like, there's blood over here. Actually, I just go in. I just fuck it. I'm like start
Alright.
following the blood trails. Mm.
Alright, Stu draws his Smith & Wesson 38 caliber and walks
You're not
behind the...
You're not there yet, my friend. You arrive really shortly after Gerald, but I'm there a bit earlier than the rest. So
Oh, okay.
You know what? I will do something like that. As you look at this place, even though it's not dark, there's like a small wind going on. The empty, like the trees are like